there are a lot of categories within Shaheed. The first very obvious category which everybody knows, are familiar with, is the jihad, that is fighting in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a battlefield. That is the highest level of Shaheed. But there are different categories. Uh, in many hadith, it is mentioned that people who die with particular disease, they are also Shaheed. What are those diseases? We'll see in other slides, inshallah. And also some, if they die in certain types of accidents and some complications, they are also Shaheed. And also if he died defending himself or his family or so on, he will also be a Shaheed. So, but this one primarily is what the highest level, or one of the highest forms of Shaheed. And this category has different requirements of, for example, burial as well. When a person dies as a Shaheed, there's a special process. We don't give a shower to them or ghusl to them. They have certain requirements. We will cover those as well. But these, even though they are Shaheed, they get the rewards of all the one who makes jihad, the same rewards, but the level is different and the rulings are different. So what are these categories? Let's see. Who are these people, Shaheed? The first one, as we said, is obviously is the one who is killed in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his cause. But the scholars do point out the fact that just because a person participated in a Muslim battle doesn't necessarily mean that he is a Shaheed. We hope that he is a Shaheed if he died, but it is a matter of ghaib, it is a matter of unseen, because we don't know what the intention was in his heart, sincerity basically. Was he fighting for war booty, or was he fighting for just to show that he was a very brave man, he can kill a lot of people? His sincerity is very important. But regardless, if he dies, we still consider him as Shaheed and follow the same fiqh rulings on that person. But we can only say, inshallah, he was a Shaheed. We can't say he is a Shaheed. So we have to make that exception. And somebody who was also in the way of fighting or in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if he dies naturally, he is also one of the Shaheed. Alright. The diseases that we mentioned, the person, they don't fight in the battlefield, but they still get the rewards. What are those diseases? What's so special about it? So one of the diseases mentioned in hadith is the abdominal disease. So the digestive system, if it fails, or any kind of disease or cancer, anything that affects this abdominal part, that's Prophet Muhammad said that he is a Shaheed. And on top of that, he will not be tortured in the grave. So, that's one thing. The other one is the TB, the tuberculosis. That's very, we know that it's an infectious disease. It causes by bacteria, some mycobacterium, and it can affect any part of the body, and it can spread to different people. What happens is, it usually affects in the lungs, but the person can spread it through either his cough or spit or sneeze. But if a person does get it, then he is a Shaheed, because it's very difficult disease to handle for that person. And another specific disease mentioned is pleurisy. Also very similar to pneumonia, maybe you know. And it is also, it is inflammation near lungs. It inflames, and what happens when it gets inflamed, the breathing becomes very difficult for that. It's like a sharp pain when that person breathes, and the more deep he breathes, it's very difficult for him. Imagine every breath he takes, it's very painful. So some people die. I think it's called Dhat al-Jamb in Arabic. So yeah, there are certain requirements. the two conditions basically, all these signs that I'm mentioning, the Shaheed. First thing is that they have to be a Muslim, and then second thing is that this thing was not a punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we don't really know if somebody might die from pneumonia, and that could have been a punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if it was not, then he died a death of Shaheed. So he is a Shaheed. So
we don't know.
We don't know. We can just say inshallah. That's why we cannot say he was a Shaheed. It's not correct to say that.
نحسب.
We think. Drowning. Somebody drowned. It happens, right? Many times in swimming pool. We see people have this in their homes, and people die. They faint sometimes and they die in the swimming pool or something like that. They go on a beach and they die. It happens. So again, for this, it's mentioned that this person is counted among Shaheed.
Is there any explanation why this disease has been categorized?
I didn't find any reason in the hadith, but what we can say is that
could
such
it be
kind.
Very painful? Is something?
Yeah, could have been, but Wallahu alam. But there are a lot of diseases apart from these that we know, and some we don't even know the names. But it's not mentioned in the hadith, or maybe it was not that generation was not familiar with those diseases. But Allahu alam, we only can say those diseases which are mentioned in the hadith. Reasoning we can do, but we don't really know for sure that reason is what was intended by Prophet Muhammad. So if you see again, who was the person who drowned? The point is, anybody who drowns, inshallah, he is a Shaheed. But again, one thing that we should remember is that these are good signs for a Shaheed. But we shouldn't really hope for these signs. We shouldn't make dua that such things happen to us, or it's not right to do that. We should hope that, oh Allah, give me a death of a Shaheed. That's valid, but don't make it specific. That's wrong. And you have to be careful. Not like when you're swimming. Oh, I don't care if I die. I'll be Shaheed. No, you have to be careful. You have to take all precautions.